Hello everyone. So in this media we are going to discuss about liner lacquering. Okay, so don't get confused with some beauty products tips and all, because you will find some of premium brands they use cosmetic products lacquer. So the meaning remains the same here, but we are going to discuss all together in a technical terms. So I have just copied a screenshot from this Google, and what we can see here, the images. Okay, so we are going to discuss these things in detail. So you see the image of liner, and this is a yellowish formation, and this is the removed part of this lacquering. Okay, so we are going to discuss in all together. This was often asked by surveyor in exams of MEO class 2. So when we speak about cylinder liner lacquering, so basic reason for is the load variation and your CFR, that is cylinder oil feed rate. Okay, when you so so we have what is known as is alkaline additives. Now we are using cylinder lubricating oil, so we are using some additives in lube oil, and as well as we have some paraffins or in fuel oil. So we are not we may be adding some additives in the fuel oil, not in the lube oil. So what happens at high temperature, these additives that get polymerizes and forms a yellowish compound called lacquer because of the chemical reaction. Now you know that cylinder liner that is often exposed to a, uh, temperature gradient which is very high, and what happens is that this yellowish mixture, now you know that liner has got some horned surfaces. When we do this liner honing also, we have a special tool for liner honing. This horned surfaces, so these horned surfaces, they act as a reservoir for lubricating oil. So when the piston will come up, whenever the piston is gliding over them, so what it is acting, it is acting as a reservoir for the lube for it, and it is lubricating at the same time. Now, and on this stuck lacquer, piston rings glide continuously. So whatever is the yellowish compound that was formed because of the chemical reaction, that filling the asperties or the horn surfaces. Now piston ring is gliding continuously, so what will happen is that that will form a shiny surface. So it will be a very bright, polished and shiny surface, which is known as liner polishing. So it's a separate thing. Now this lacquer which gets filled over there, so don't get confused between liner polishing and lacquering. It will occur in medium speed engine. As you know, our two-stroke engines on ships, they are medium speed engine. Buildup of lacquer on liner grooves, glazing, due to which cylinder lube oil consumption increases. Now what happens if that asperties or the horn surfaces will have some lube oil stored, so what will happen, that will not be there. So what will happen is the consumption of lube oil will increase if it is left unnoticed. Scoring and the polishing of liner that we discussed before, and operating cost of engine will increase, obviously, because today industry, if you see, it's not about the fuel oils, it's about the lube oil, which is pretty costly. Does not oil allow oil to sustain to the surface of the liner. Okay, now why it is happening, while maneuvering, or whenever we have a phenomena or we have a condition wherein you have to have engine low load. So what happened, variation of load, frequent prolonged periods of idle running followed by full load, low load. So we have incomplete combustion, so because of which incomplete combustion will be there. And even when you see, anyhow, by any means, because of fuel valve, fuel pump, or what HP pipe or whatever it is, or because of the nozzle, there are bigger size of droplet that will be there, that will be unburnt. Okay, So we also have fuel quality, wherein we discuss this low sulfur, it becomes the same thing. Now we have sulfur that is reducing now, less than 0.5%, less than 0.1%, or so. Poor lubrication, that is high CFR, cylinder oil feed rate, but load on the engine will be less. Generally during maneuvering we keep cylinder oil feed rate little higher. High mean effective pressure. So these are the reasons which contribute to the formation of lacquer. Now see, the time of injection and combustion is very small. Okay, therefore besides complete combustion, thermal crackling of fuel component can be expected. If these cracked component reaches relatively cylinder liner, they will condense, concentrate and start forming sticky resinous lacquer of process of polymerization and evaporation of light ends. Fuel droplets injected at high pressure being burned rapidly. Rapid burn leads to incomplete combustion of some layers fuel droplets, but intense heating of droplet corresponds. Thermal cracking of some fuel components occur within large drops. Okay, so there may be, if there is a large droplet of fuel which is going to the combustion chamber, so that there is the possibility that part of it will get burned and part of will be unburnt. Okay, so this sticky resinous, some droplets impinging on the cylinder liner, where thermal cracking reaction continues to form unsaturated reactive hydrocarbon. Sticky resinous deposit is spread over the liner by piston ring movement. Lubricant including metal containing additives become entrained in the deposit. Continual exposure of the deposit to combustion, evaporation of light ends and rubbing by piston movement forms hardened lacquer deposit. So this is the way of contribution, that you see how it is contributing. Buildup of lacquer fills honing grooves and leads to increased rate of oil consumption. So in a nutshell, if we discuss basically of load and of incorrect use of cylinder lubricating oil. So if I say that it is an alkaline additive in lube oil and paraffins of fuel oil, at higher temperature polymerizes and forms a lacquer which sticks to the liner, and on this stuck lacquer piston rings glides continually and shines polishes it, that is liner polishing. Lacquer surface does not allow oil to sustain on surface of liner. Now it occurs when you are doing running in of the engine. That time if your cylinder lube oil feed rate is too much, and when your engine on low load, that time because of chemical reaction and temperature a compound is formed which is yellow in color. Okay, and that fills the asperties in the liner, hence devoiding liner to act as reservoir for lube oil. It causes because of incomplete combustion, low engine load, fuel quality, poor lubrication, and the oil quality, that is of lubricating oil. So this was in a nutshell what we have discussed. I hope it is clear for you. This is the surveyor expected answer that I have put up here. My idea, my intent was not to teach you. I again and again tell, because you are more intelligent or knowledgeable. So my idea is to give up the surveyor expected answers. So this platform becomes a one platform for future generations who are appearing for MMD exams. Thank you so much. Thank you for your valuable time and all the best.